Dear students, this is the last lecture in the topic limit inferior and limit superior. Let us see the result. If, or let me say, Sn be a sequence of be a bounded sequence of real numbers, be a bounded sequence of real numbers, be a bounded sequence of real numbers. Let capital M is equal to limit superior of Sn and small m be equal to limit inferior of Sn. These exist finitely because sequence Sn is bounded sequence of real numbers. Then for any epsilon greater than 0, we have these results. So first result, Sn is less than m plus epsilon for all but finitely many values of n, but finitely many values of n. It means that this relation holds for all n except for finitely many values of n. Second result, Sn is greater than capital M minus epsilon for infinitely many values of n, for infinitely many values of n. Third statement, these two statements are for limit superior and next two statements are for limit inferior. Sn is greater than m minus epsilon, small m minus epsilon, small m is limit inferior, for all but finitely many values of n, for all but finitely many values of n, finitely many values of n. The last statement is similar statement. A is similar to C and statement B is a similar statement for limit inferior is Sn is less than m plus epsilon for infinitely many values of n, for infinitely many values of n, for infinitely many values of n. So proof of this result make use of definition of limit superior and limit inferior. We have proved so many results on limit superior and inferior, and in every result we have used definition of limit inferior and limit superior. So I would request you to go through the proof of this in notes, and this proof I keep it reserved for our live session. For time being, let us accept these results. The purpose of this lecture is to prove one of the fundamental results for sequences of real numbers. It is called Bolzano-Vietras theorem. So statement is Bolzano-Vietras theorem. Bolzano-Vietras theorem. The statement is every bounded sequence of real numbers has a convergent subsequence. So if Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity is bounded sequence of real numbers then Sn has a convergent subsequence, Proof. What is the statement here? That every bounded sequence of real numbers has a convergent subsequence. So since Sn is bounded sequence, its limit superior exists finitely. Let me put this as Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity is bounded sequence limit superior of Sn exists finitely. Take m is equal to capital M is equal to limit superior of Sn. Let me explain the key idea of the proof at this point. The key idea of the proof is to construct a subsequence Snk of sequence Sn which converges to M. M is limit superior of Sn. So what is key idea of the proof? To construct a subsequence Snk which converges to M. Now, in order to obtain such a sequence, we have to make use of these results. So let us make use of these results. By this statement, so let me say, by using statement B of previous theorem, this I have written here. by using B in previous theorem, we can find S1, we can find N1 such that Sn1 is greater than m minus 1. So we are taking epsilon as 1 and we are selecting one value of n which we are calling as n1. Again by using same statement, again by B of previous theorem, there are infinitely many such a values. So we can definitely select n2 which is greater than n1. Since there are infinitely many values of n satisfying this, we can select one value which is greater than n1 and it satisfies the property that Sn2 is greater than m minus 1 by 2. Again we can select n3 which is greater than n2 and which will satisfy the property that Sn3 is greater than m minus 1 by 3. So continuing in this way, continuing in this way, we have a subsequence Snk k is equal to 1 to infinity of Sn, sequence Sn, such that Snk is greater than m minus 1 by k for all k belongs to I. So this is first statement and it holds for all k belongs to I. That is, for all positive integers this relation holds. Snk is greater than m minus 1 by k. Okay. Now let us use Archimedean property, or before we use Archimedean property, let me make use of the first statement, statement A. By statement A of previous theorem, so recall what was statement A of previous theorem? Just now we have seen. By statement A of previous theorem, the statement says that Sn is less than m plus epsilon for all except finitely many values of n. So by using this statement, this holds for all n except for finitely many n. So by statement A of previous theorem, there is positive integer n, there is n belongs to I, such that if n is greater equal to n, then Sn is less than m plus epsilon. This is second property. This is our second statement. Why such a n exists? Because this holds for all n except for finitely many. So if we remove those finitely many n's and if we consider any n which is greater than those finitely many n's, then this property will obviously hold. In case you don't get this step, I request you to refer to the statement A once again and make sure that you get this step before proceeding further. Okay? So, n is greater or equal to n implies Sn is less than n plus epsilon. By using Archimedean property, of real numbers, we have one thing that I missed is this, to specify epsilon. You note that epsilon is arbitrary positive real number. So I could add this where epsilon is, I could add somewhere here that epsilon is any positive real number. Okay. So take epsilon greater than 0. It is arbitrary positive real number. Okay. So by using Archimedean property of real numbers, we can find capital K, such that Nk is greater than capital K is greater than capital N, and 1 upon capital K is less than epsilon. Then for small k greater or equal to capital K, we have better let me rewrite this step. Then small k greater or equal to capital K implies that m minus, if you multiply the inequality by -1 and add capital M to both sides, then you can easily observe this step. M minus 1 by K is, yes, that is correct. M minus, on multiplying by -1, this inequality would get reversed. So I should write M minus epsilon is less than M minus 1 upon small k, and from first M minus 1 by k is less than Snk, so it is less than Snk. So this is our statement number 3rd. So from 2nd and 3rd, if you observe, we can write from 2nd and 3rd, we can easily observe that, note that Nk is greater than N here. Okay. So from 2nd and 3rd, we can observe that if K is greater or equal to K, small k is greater or equal to capital K, then we clearly have that M minus epsilon is less than Snk is less than m plus epsilon, that is k is greater equal to k, implies mod Snk minus m is less than epsilon. Thus, for every epsilon greater than 0, there is k, capital K belongs to I, satisfying this property. So, by definition of limit, it now follows that by definition of limit of a sequence, it follows that Snk converges to M, and this is what we wish to prove. So we obtained a subsequence Snk of sequence Sn which converges to M. This completes the proof of Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. Thank you.